Okay, at 7 o'clock, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I make a note that Councilman Kirby and Councilman Brungard are absent.
I will.
Kirby joins via Zoom.
Hey, look at there.
Okay, then we'll make that just Councilman Brungard is absent.
I hope Gene doesn't have what I have.
Item number 1 is approval of minutes. The regular meeting minutes of February 15, 2024 were provided for review. So I need a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of February 15, 2024 as presented.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Mr. Major,
Abstain.
Mr. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Clemens,
Yes.
Mr. Studnicka,
Yes.
Mr. Gardner,
Yes.
Mr. Kirby.
Okay, here.
Just give us a thumbs up, Gene. Somewhere in the picture.
He did give it.
Oh, yeah?
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Audience participation. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address the council on an item that is not on the agenda? No takers? Presentations, Arbor Day proclamation. Oh. And who's receiving? Jason, you receiving that?
Oh.
Okay, Arbor Day Proclamation. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees, and this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. Trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. Trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. Trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. The City of Lansing has been recognized as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Foundation and desires to continue its tree planting ways. Now therefore, Anthony R. McNeil, Mayor of the City of Lansing and the State of Kansas, does hereby proclaim April 5th, 2024 as Arbor Day in the City of Lansing and urges all citizens to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands and to support our city's urban forestry program, and urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart, and promote the well-being of present and future generations.
You do a great job.
Yes.
Hey, Mayor.
Carries on.
Okay.
She made note of it.
All right. Good to see you, Carrie. New business, item number 3 is the Aquatic Center bid consideration. The Aquatics Committee and staff work closely with our consultants, Water's Edge Aquatics Design, to deliver the final concept to the City Council for consideration in October 23. The bid request was published and pre-bid meeting was held prior to the bid opening on February 15, 2024. 6 bids were received. Water's Edge Aquatics Design sent the recommendation to accept the base bid and all alternates from Royal Construction Services for a total of $6,266,000. So the action is I need a motion to execute a contract with Royal Construction Services for a total of $6,266 for the construction of the Lansing Aquatic Center and authorize the mayor to sign.
So move.
Second.
Oh,
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I think we have people from Royal Construction here in case there's any
Right.
questions, as well as Jeff Bartley from Water's Edge.
Dan, go ahead. You got something?
Yeah, all of the previous work in the packet we received, none of them have been completed. Are you a new company?
I'm one of the owners of Royal Construction. I'm Chris Vancic. We came into inception December of 2013, so a little over 10 years in business. And I've been building pools for Jeff Bartley for 20 years myself personally.
Okay. It just, I didn't see anything completed, so I didn't know whether you were a new company, so that's
Nope.
why I was asking.
Nope.
And in all that time, other than change orders, was there any increase in prices? I mean,
Nope,
COVID,
just change orders.
just change orders? Okay.
Anybody else?
When are we breaking ground?
As soon as we can get a contract.
Show me the money, right? Show me the money and we'll start breaking ground.
Right. No, we're ready to go April 1st if it works. We have a contract by then. We've already talked with Lionel Weaver. He's going to do all the excavation for us. And he's ready to go as well. We talked to him again today.
Who's going to cut the trees and stuff for us?
Lionel Weaver will.
Anything else? Call the roll.
Mr. Major,
Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Clemens,
Yes.
Mr. Brungard,
Yes.
Mr. Studnicka,
Yes.
Mr. Gardner,
Yes.
Mr. Kirby.
Yes.
Motion passed. Item number 4 is executive session economic development. I need a motion to go into executive session for preliminary discussions of economic development activities, KSA 754319B4, for 15 minutes, beginning at 7:07 and ending at, what,
7:22.
7:23?
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Mr. Major,
Yes.
Mr. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Clemens,
Yes.
Mr. Brungard,
Yes.
Mr. Studnicka,
Yes.
Mr. Gardner,
Yes.
Mr. Kirby.
Yes.
Go that way.
Yes.
Shut the door. Mr. Brungard,
Yes.
Mr. Studnicka,
Yes.
Mr. Gardner,
Yes.
Mr. Kirby.
Yes.
Motion passed. We are returned to open session and no binding action was taken. Reports. Department heads, anything? Jason, got anything? You're just happy? Yeah. Right. City attorney.
Another report, Mayor.
No city engineer. Tim, what do you got?
So I'm meeting with some representatives from Leavenworth and KCATA next week to talk about next steps on public transit. So I'll be sure to keep you guys posted on how that meeting goes and how we can gauge the need in our community and routes and things like that. So I'll keep you posted on that. The work session for the end of the month will be the Humane Society presenting to the City Council. They gave Chief and I kind of an updated proposal for their contract, and we thought it might be best if we briefed you guys on that. I think a couple of the big things that they're proposing to change, right now we pay them based on a per animal intake. So some months it might be a really high rate, some months it might be a really low rate. They're asking for some type of flat rate, so on some months we'd be money ahead, on some months we'd be money behind. They are proposing a rate increase, a pretty notable rate increase, a little bit bigger than what inflation would be. So we felt like that would be best for the council to decide what to do on that contract. So be on the lookout for that, the last meeting in March at the work session. Yeah, big news. I know some of you guys heard, we're really excited about that K5 project, $35 million from the state. So that's really just going to be a fantastic thing for Lansing and for the safety of that roadway. It's going to be great from an economic development standpoint.
What's the next step on that?
You know, I'm not positive yet. And the other thing I was going to mention too, because I think a lot of people are curious what that $35 million is going to do, but we don't, I don't have designs yet. I think they're still trying to figure out the best thing to do to make it safer and more efficient. So, I don't have a layout or plans or anything quite yet.
Probably a lot of land acquisition.
There will be a fair amount of land acquisition, and again, where that takes place and how much land is something that's beyond us.
Right. County.
But just in general terms, though, very exciting. That's going to be a fantastic project.
Who drove that for us? Who the principal?
We
driver
did.
We did.
for us.
We did.
Well, I know. Well,
No, I didn't. I wasn't in a meeting, so don't count me. I was not in a meeting, so no, I did not lead a drive.
no, it
Well,
just took
during
me
the-
a second to figure out what you
Everybody
meant by
paid for
driving.
the study.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it was really a team effort because there was the countywide transportation study that we chipped in, I think
Yes.
$30,000 on. When we went to that meeting in Lenexa, it was so great to see people from
Yes.
Leavenworth County, even Wyandotte County supporting the K5 project. And I think that really spoke volumes to the KDOT people.
Okay.
And then at that meeting in Lenexa, Mr. Clemens was there, Mr. Kirby was there. It was really just a fantastic turnout, really a team effort.
And that's where it.
It started at the Port Authority, and the Port Authority had city representatives.
Yeah.
And we went out to each city and asked for them to support it, and that's what it really was a team effort.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's great. I mean, I can't take credit because I didn't attend a meeting. I'm all for it, but I can't take credit for it. I'm just asking, what was who was leading the drive? Who was driving it? How did that? Was it a political candidate, or was it an organization, or what was it that? But whoever it was, and however it was, thank you, Gene, and thank you, Carrie, Dan Clemens, and the rest of you. I really appreciate y'all doing that.
And we do have a Port Authority meeting tomorrow, Tim. And as soon as I get the documents and paperwork, I'll send it to you if you want to distribute it.
Okay, fantastic. That sounds good.
Yeah, that's great news, man. I could see that happening over the next 5 to 10 years.
And I think that's the type of project. I think there were a lot of people in Lansing that thought that'd never happen. So it
Yeah.
just fantastic because I think that roadway has been the cause of so many accidents.
Yes.
And also you think about as the crow flies, Lansing is so close to so many things, but transportation kind of hinders us. So yeah, I think that's going to be just a great project for our community. So, and then one other update. Councilman Major, Clemens, and Studnicka and I, we had a productive meeting with High Prairie Township and Delaware Township. We're continuing to work through contract ideas and things like that. I know High Prairie is passionate about an additional station in the north part of High Prairie. So that was a focal point of a lot of our discussions. One of the things that we were talking about as we were going through ideas was, if there is some type of mutual agreement that they're okay paying, insurance, utilities, if it's staffed, things like that, the city might be open to something like that in 7, 8, 10 years. And they seem to think, they seem to be receptive to that. I would say that seems to be the biggest thing that they're passionate about. I mean, would you say that too, Mark?
Yeah, unanimously, the two townships as well as Lansing were all about let's fix our current problem we have now, which is manning at the current station. That's the primary goal, is to fix that and get that rolling, and then continue to work towards a northern station. But right now, we need to get that properly manned, as well as properly staffed and volunteers as well. We need to get that back to where it used to be.
Yeah. Absolutely, and overall, I thought the meeting was a step in the right direction.
yeah.
I think it was a very good meeting.
Yeah.
So.
Our next meeting is the end of March, something like that?
Well, and I think they've had to shift it around a little bit since then. So I think they maybe moved it to April 1st, actually.
Okay.
But yeah.
April Fools. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. But I thought that same thing too. I think it is on April Fool's Day, but I think that's just because it was the first Monday in April.
But that's going to be a great meeting too, because Dan and Don and I and Tim, we're getting somewhere, and they're excited because we're taking the template that we all agree to and we like, and we're filling in the blanks to work, and so we're getting somewhere. This is a great news story that you know. Yeah,
I
I
would
think Tim volunteered for the chocolate chip. He's bringing chocolate chip cookies for the next one.
Tim, did they submit the paperwork, the two townships, to extend the date into December?
I know High Prairie sent out an email to county officials stating that, and Delaware verbally said they would too. Maybe they did, and they just didn't CC me on it. But I know at that meeting, everyone seemed to be pretty agreeable to that.
Do we need to do anything?
Yeah,
I'm going to be drafting a resolution for the next meeting, just kind of confirming that. So,
Okay, I just didn't want to lose sight of that.
yeah,
Oh.
but even beyond that, even if we're shooting for December 31st, I'm still really happy that we're meeting so often, because it would be good to get this wrapped up
Yeah.
in the summer. And the other thing that we spoke about too, that this means, if December 31st is a transition date, that would mean this budget cycle, like 3 or 4 months from now, the council would be adding 9 mills, and we would be asking FD1 to issue 0 mills.
Yeah, but to our property people, it's a zero sum because the fire district would be going down as we go up.
Exactly.
I just want to make that,
So there's a little bit of a dance that needs to take place in terms of us adding 9 mills, but also making sure our residents understand this isn't a 9 mill increase. This is just kind of shifting it around, and we need to have those discussions with our representatives on the fire board. Yeah, but again, things are progressing.
and do we have our evaluations done?
No, I'm hoping it will be complete by April 1st, but it might be slightly after that, but it's in the works.
So to be clear, the next meeting we have with everybody is 1 April now instead of the 18th of March?
They switch,
Last
yeah,
correspondence I had.
I wasn't tracking 18 March. I was tracking 25 March. Monday the
Well,
25th.
we initially said at the meeting was 25 March, then I got some text and email
yeah.
this week, a couple days ago, moving it to the 18th. And
I
then now
bel-
you're talking the 1st.
And I believe Mr. Kellogg is gone on the 18th, so they had to move it back to the 1st. So.
Okay. First it is.
Good to
I'm
go.
gone on the 25th. I'm gone on the 25th.
So that's the reason why you had to move it. Dan,
You can do it without me. I'm just saying I won't be there.
thank you, Tim, for this last meeting that we had. It was really a lot in Tim's lane, and Tim did a fantastic job. So we truly are. This is a great news story. How we're sitting around and working through, just like we're sitting around right now and talking. It's really good. There's really goodness in this. Thanks, Tim.
That's all
Do you have anything else, Tim? That will spark a. Okay, Marcus.
No, I covered everything. Gene, Carrie, I hope you all didn't have what I had last week. I hope you get to feeling better. We miss you here tonight, gentlemen. Other than that, Mayor, that's all I've got.
All right, thanks, Marcus. Jesse.
Yeah, feel better, guys. Good to see Marcus at a meeting for a change. But the Highway 5 thing is pretty cool. I travel that highway every afternoon on my way home from work, and Tim hit the nail on the head when he said it was not that far. It is literally only 8 miles from 435 to Lansing on that road. It seems like a lot longer than that, but it's only 8 miles. So, I mean, if they can get this done for $35 million, that would be awesome. So, that's all I've got.
All right, Pete.
I just wanted to mention that the work session on Saturday was outstanding, and it was a great experience for me. It was a nice team bonding event, and really the one central focus was that we all want to make Lansing better. And it's just, it was very clear to me at that meeting that we all had one goal, and the goal is to make it better. And Highway 5, what a great, that's going to really make the Lansing residents happy. When I was doing my campaign, I heard that over and over, that they needed a faster way to get to North Kansas City, to the airport. So hopefully that's going to tie into that. But that's all I got. Thank you.
Dan. Thanks, Pete.
The only thing I'd want to add, we had mentioned it before, at the study, when we went to Lenexa, KCKCC was one of our strongest advocates on that road.
Oh, thank you.
To get their
Yeah, that's
teachers
good.
and their students into our new location. So
That makes a big difference, doesn't it?
absolutely. So, I want to thank publicly, all the Port Authority cities and the commissioners. We've had county commissioners show up and all the support here on the city council. I think it's gonna make a big difference, even if it's 15 years down the road to see completion. At least we've got it started. That's everything I've got, Mayor.
All right, thanks, Dan. Gary?
I have nothing, Mayor.
Okay. Well, you got a cold or something? You got
Yeah,
something?
a little bit.
Hope you feel better, Gary.
Yeah, get better.
Thank you. See you guys.
I don't have anything, Mayor.
Okay. Kevin?
Yes, last Saturday, I really enjoyed last Saturday and everything that happened. And Susan, was that her name that led the meeting?
I think her name was Molly Saunders.
Oh,
Molly.
She did a good job of leading the meeting and keeping everything on track and focused. And last Thursday at the Economic Development, that was a impressive presentation you gave us, Josh. You not only found a few things that needed amended or changed in our policies, but you came up with some good ideas to keep Lansing moving forward. So thank you.
Thank you.
And get well, guys.
On up.
That's all I have.
Gene, you got the final say.
As somebody who's lived on Five Highway for 27 years, that road is long overdue for some work. And I would like to thank you for accommodating me this evening, and Carrie, hope to be back next week. And I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thanks, Gene. I have a motion and a second to adjourn. Call roll.
Mr. Major,
Yes.
Mr. Garvey, Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Clemens,
Yes.
Mr. Brungart,
Yes.
Mr. Stednica,
Yes.
Mr. Gardner,
Yes.
Mr. Kirby.
Yes.
All right, get better, you two.